taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day. While the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor, he was telling you to build your own house.
Kennedy's new approach was pretending to go along with us in our struggle for civil rights and different other forms of rights. But I remember the expose that Look magazine did on Meredith's situation in Mississippi. Look magazine did an expose showing that Robert Kennedy and Governor Barnett had made a deal wherein the Attorney General was going to come down and try and force Meredith into school, and Barnett was going to stand at the door, and say, no, you can't come in, and he was going to get in anyway. But it was all arranged in advance, and then Barnett was supposed to keep the support of the white racists because that's who he's holding up, and Kennedy would keep the support of the Negroes because that's who he'd be holding up. And I say and it was a cut and dry deal, and it's not a secret. It was written. They write about it. But now, if that's a deal and that's a deal, how many other deals do you think go down? What you think is on the level is crookeder, brothers and sisters, than oppressor, which is most crooked. So in my conclusion, I would like to point out that the approach that was used by the administration right on up until today, even the present generation, was designed skillfully to make it appear that they were trying to solve the problem when they actually weren't. They would deal with the condition, but never the cause. They only gave us tokenism. Tokenism benefits only a few. It never benefits the masses. And the masses are the ones who have the problem, not the few. That one who benefits from tokenism, he doesn't want to be around us anyway. That's why he picks up on the token. You ever notice how some Negroes will brag, I'm the only one out there. I'm the only one on my job. Don't you hear him say that? Yes, you ought to punch him in his... No, he's your brother. You shouldn't punch your brother. But you...
Woo-hoo. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? It is Thursday night. Welcome back to the No PC Show. Peace and blessings to everyone. Tonight's show is called Shut the F Up. And part of it will be Shut the F Up. And the other part will be and do something. That piece we just heard was from a speech by Malcolm X talking about tokenism and politics, and how the politics are nothing but ploys that have been constantly used to disenfranchise black people. But we don't get that. We continue to believe in a system that is designed to railroad us. I was listening to the Maze Jackson show this morning, and I kind of put in a statement like, this show is sounding real Thomish today, What's up, Kev? See you out there. Thanks for joining. And it sounded real Thomish from the standpoint of it seemed like all I was hearing was statements from people about bowing your head down, being concerned about what Massa got to say, what Massa's views are, how you not going to get nothing from Massa if you don't behave a certain way. Some of it was stemming from the outrage. I don't even know I'm calling it outrage. I'll just call it ridiculousness of our city, namely the mayor and the chief of but the superintendent. What I want to do here is say to Jussie Smollett, shut the F up. We all know you pull some bull crap here. So when you get away with some bull crap, you shut the F up. Because now you're just poking the lion. I'm innocent. Okay, well, if you innocent, then shut the F up. Go on about your business. Because now you got these little assholes over here, the mayor and superintendent, crying foul, demanding more money from you, jumping on Kim Fox, trying to make her life a living hell. You basically took a plea, and then they sealed it. But that's what kills me, the white outrage in America is unbelievable. And that's what it felt like on the show this morning, that we were more concerned with the white outrage and, oh, the white people is coming now. They coming to get you. They gonna get you, Kim Fox. Oh, you in trouble now. You done helped another nigga. That was one of the biggest problems with the Underground Railroad, right? You got more help from white folks than you did the Negroes on the line, because niggas is taught not to put their necks on the line for the black people. Personally, this case is this big in my eyes, especially from the Chicago Police Department and the city of Chicago, where we pay for all their mistakes. We talked about, on Tuesday, we talked about Betty Jones and what happened to her, and where they finally went ahead and they said, well, we'll give them the $16 million. But the Greer, we're going to say he caused his own death. We're going to drag his mother through the mud, talk about her life in prostitution and drugs, which had nothing to do with the case. Officer got off. Nobody was outraged. I didn't see any white people calling for the heads of anybody. Laquan McDonald, this judge just put the whole okie doke on the 16 shots. They reported it on the news all around America, CNN and everything, and everybody says, okay, that's a fair deal for this good white man. There's a couple other cases pending. How dare you, Eddie Johnson? How dare you, Rahm Emanuel, with the bull crap? And I got it from a source that, and I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to put it out there anyway. When they had all these resources that they crammed for the money that they spent, amazing how many cameras were working on the north side. But a cop told me a lot of the cameras aren't working on the south side and the west side. Why is that? Someone stated on Mays' show this morning, Kim Fox should just let that go, and if he was really innocent, he should go to court and prove it. I was totally offended. What black person would tell another black person to take your chances in court? My father told me when I was young, he said, son, Under no circumstances do you want to find yourself in court. Zero circumstances. This is when you find out how much power they're trying to institute over your life. How much control they want to put over you. Black people need to shut the F up sometime. We got to always, from the political standpoint, we got to always tell the enemy what we doing. Animals are smart. They train their kids in one way. This is dangerous, period. The deer learns, that dog, that wolf, that coyote, danger, run, period. It's no exceptions. Why don't we tell our children that? Oh, because we have to be fair and honest, even though they're not being fair and honest. Let us be different. Let us be the bearers of good nature. That's why politics don't work for us. But you got all these people, political operatives and everybody saying, well, you know, this system would work if we would just participate in it. Did it work for Marcus Garvey, Booker T, Du Bois, Evers? I'm waiting to see the black people that actually worked for. Because as Malcolm stated, it only worked for the token Negroes. The Negroes that were willing to go along with the program, as we say, put their dancing shoes on, and continue with the same program. And that's the problem I have with Lori. Brother Brandon, peace. With Lori, Lightfoot, and Tonya Preckwinkle. I watched the debates, listened to what they had to say, and ain't none of them said nothing about helping black folks. And everybody's happy with that. And Lori's playing that gay white card. Just like they accuse us of playing the black card, she's playing the gay and white card. People are looking to make new deals. They want to cut all the deals that's already been cut. Lori represents new deals, new opportunities. That's all it is. She has no plans for black people. She was a prosecutor on many cases of black people. And now they want to present her as the next savior of Chicago. She's kind of thin-skinned, if you ask me. Tony's no better. She fired a lot of people, but shit, you got to balance the budget. I don't understand how you can't balance a budget, but at the same time, you can award $900 million to an area of the city. You can close over 50 schools in black neighborhoods. You can pay off all these cops and all this stuff, but you can't balance the budget. Seems like it's a lot of money going out the door, but the only ones that suffer is in our neighborhoods. Black people need to shut the F up. Unless we going somewhere, and I'm tired of this political bullcrap that's not going to work. I always say politics is one of our legs, but it's our weakest leg, because even your full participation is a farce. That's why they're still fighting over a community benefits agreement for the Obama Center, because these white folks have already decided we're not giving y'all crap in your own neighborhoods. As Brian Hopkins, the alderman, said, all we're going to give you is a swing set. It's election time, so now the aldermen are trying to play nice and all that. Screw that. If we're not meeting someplace and talking about what we're going to do and stop begging and asking these people, the politics in your government is the reason you're in the position you're in now. When they ask the question of, how are you all going to help the black community? they both gave the same yah, where we're going to have programs and you're going to be able to get these grants and help your businesses. What neighborhood they talking about? That's one of our big complaints, that we don't have enough black businesses. Definitely a lot of black men don't have black businesses. I happen to have a black business, RPC Computing, 1741 East 71st Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60649, 773-966-4457 for all your computing and printing needs. Shameless plug. If I did not have my own money, I'd be asked out waiting on grants and government programs and aldermen and Chamber of Commerce and all these situations that are supposed to be there to help you. But you only get help if I'm part of your photo op. If I'm standing in line to kiss the ring of those that would come into our community and destroy our community. It's ridiculous. I'm not about to sit here and be outraged about Kim Foxx. Whatever she did in this case, she excused herself from the very beginning, but then they released a memo or something from her office. And so everybody's been pointing toward this. I said, well, everybody should go out and check out the plea bargaining system, because 90% of the black people that go down there are going to wind up in the plea bargaining system because they have nothing. What's up, T? I see you out there. 90% of the black people that go down on 26th California are going to find themselves in a plea bargain agreement. And it's not that you're even asking for a plea bargain agreement. It's just that that's part of the system. Especially if you have a public defender. You're probably going to be offered something. And 87% of cases are settled through the plea bargaining system. I put this on the screen. Your attorney will talk with the prosecutor about ways to resolve your case and will try to obtain the sentence most favorable to you. Your attorney will then communicate to you any sentence offered by the state. You do not have to accept any sentence offered to you. It should always be noted that any sentence offered to you by the prosecutor is subject to approval by the judge. Does this mean something was offered to Jesse? He accepted it. The judge approved it. The judge sealed it, probably based upon some agreement that the attorney spoke up and said, we like this sealed. This is the way the plea bargaining system works. You can request a trial all you want. Maybe the expedience of the case bother some people. But this is one of the things, when you get arrested and you go to court and whatever, you may get to step outside the courtroom with your attorney and another attorney, and you work out a deal. Sometimes you may not go to jail at all, like in the case of Jesse. The crap he did, no. I would have sent him to a little psychiatrist to see, what's really going on with you, that you out here playing these games. But he's up there running his damn mouth. That's like you rob a bank and you get away with it, and now you want to talk about it. Shut the F up. You got Cardi B out here now. It's just the women's part. It's a new movement called #MenToo. She posted a video on how she used to get down on drugging men and taking their money. This is what she used to do when she was that Cardi B. So she puts it all out there into the atmosphere. Shut the F up. At what point do we say let's talk about all our crimes and the nonsense that we do? You got somebody else was out there telling a story about him and Nicki Minaj robbing somebody. Where they do that at? I was just reading something that my guy Thomas posted up there about the plea deal system. It's all about making deals. They don't give a damn about you. If they can close 75% of those cases, they want to. It then becomes a blemish on your record. Unless you look like, if you got some money like Jussie, maybe you can get that stuff sealed or expunged. But why on earth is he coming out running his mouth after that? I have no idea. You know, you want to save face or whatever. It just seems weird. And if it did happen, wow, amazing. But I was more amazed at the resources that were spent on this when we average about 650 murders a year in Chicago. I bet not see another black person out there holding hands with Eddie Johnson, the same man that says, "Oh, I don't see any racism in the police department." He's the same one that's standing up for all the nonsense that you see out there. But then he wants to play both sides of the fence. He wants to be offended. He wants to be on Good Morning America. Rahm Emanuel wants to be on Good Morning America. Why aren't y'all funky asses over here doing what you need to do in Chicago? That's the whole reason that Rahm's not running, right? Because of the McDonald case, because he saw the video, the superintendent at the time saw the video, all the aldermen saw the video. But let's be outraged over Jussie Smollett for a victimless crime and wasting our resources. Let's be outraged about that. Let's not be outraged about the millions of dollars that had to be paid out to all these families in Chicago because of police conduct. When they were asked the question, nobody jumped up and said, let's start making these police officers liable for the crap they do. If they shoot somebody and by some miracle are found guilty of it, and even if they're not found guilty, allow them to be civilly sued, which I think states that you just have to prove a certain amount of liability, like they did with OJ, and sue them. But no, let's protect the police. Lori Lightfoot, let's protect the police. Let's be offended by Bobby Rush's statements of electing Lori Lightfoot will just continue to make this a racist city with bad cops killing blacks. Something along those lines. That's not his exact quote, but that's pretty much what he said. But all we do is sit around and be offended by they crap because they want to be offended. I'm not going to be offended by nothing white folks say that I should be offended by. I'm offended by you. You come in my store and you will never see an American flag, but you'll see a Jamaican flag, maybe a Haitian flag, an African flag, an Afro-American flag. But you're not going to see an American flag. What did Ali say when they took his belt and everything? You're my enemy. You're my persecutor. You're the one that doesn't look out for me. You're the one that's causing me hell right here in this country. So when politicians and political operatives and all this tell me that political bull crap, and how it's going to work and how it's going to benefit us, I say that's some bull. It's going to work for a few Negroes. They're going to get their tokenism. They're going to get their little funky checks. And they're going to help them to further put a foot in your ass, to move you further out of your community. We got to get tired of that. Don't you wake up? I tell black folks all the time, you have to wake up mentally ready for war mentally. Ain't no physical war. Like I told the militant young lady Dominique one day, I said, you don't get to fight this war the same way that they fought it to win it. It was blood, killings, and everything to take this country and make it what it is today. And it's mostly our blood. And you got all these politicians saying, no reparations for y'all. And I said, but how much did the slaves get paid? I'm just interested. How much money did America make to start? Yeah, we started that way, but then, the Industrial Revolution came and we were able to do these things. Yeah, because you made money and you denied people an opportunity. How come black people are only people in America that needed laws produced for us to have the same rights that you have? And I tell black people all the time, when they wrote that Constitution, all our asses were enslaved for the most part in America. So we weren't included in any of that. And when the 4th of July is coming up this year, again, I won't be celebrating it. Not going to be celebrating no bull crap. If they wanted us to celebrate something, just rewrite the whole damn Constitution. We got time. We got time. Or let's re-edit it. Because I get sick and tired of the immigrant thing, the border wall thing, and you got Flint, Michigan, still got dirty water. But you got this knucklehead up here in the White House fighting for billions of dollars for a wall, like we being invaded and beat down and killed by Mexicans coming across the border. And you got all these sick people going right along with them, even Carrie Ann with her funky butt switching on her husband because he calling Trump out. Some real devil worship going on out here in the world. But they say it's like a whole generation wasted out here. They were talking about, I was watching a show, they were talking about us as men and how we don't stand up for our women and for our community. And they act like that wasn't by design. I didn't intentionally create a system that you can't win and you can only participate to the level I say you can participate. And if you don't like it, well, nigga, you don't like the system, then you just go on back out there with them other niggas. That's what you do, nigga. You just go on back out there because economics is what runs this capitalist nation. I don't know if anybody else want to talk tonight. I just got on my box. 872-267-2552. 872-267-2552. The show, 1965@yahoo.com, if you want to drop us a show idea or, just want to give us some information. It's just so frustrating. You wake up every day and we try to be Americans and work within the system. There's a line in the new movie Us. I saw that. It was a very good movie, and they ask, "Who are you?" And they say, "We're Americans." I don't know how many people actually went and saw the movie yet, but it's that little parallel when they say we're Americans, and there's like an underground society parallel to the main society, and the underground society is struggling to survive in this situation because they tell us, well, you're an American. No, we are Africans that happen to be in America. I had visits from some of my African friends this week, about 2 or 3 times this week. And it was just nice to see them and nice to talk to them and wonder what it's like to be African, because they're talking their African dialect. They're still connected to their history. They're still connected to motherland. and they happen to be here, but they're here differently than us. They're here with the full knowledge of self, of understanding of who they are here, who they are there, and who they are to God. What's the price on that? But all we do is waste our freaking time debating these people in a game that's designed for us to lose. When you go to the casino, yeah, a few people gonna win, but guess what? It's designed for you to lose, period. Few people got to win, but it's designed for you to lose. So it used to be a time where people were proud. Well, I went and I got my degree, and I worked hard for 35 years, and I finally got that promotion to director, and I'm a miserable fuck, because all I had to do to get that funky promotion from these people, and I helped them build their organization. And the best thing I can say is, well, I did it for my kids so they could have a better opportunity, and they could go and be slaves for these people also. And I guess, wait a fucking minute. Everything I do, my life existence and everything is based on them. But what's the movie called? It's called Us. And what did Martin Luther King said? It's going to take us to change this situation and have a new mindset and a new thought progress, and not allow people to manipulate us on a constant basis. Because did I also say, okay, so Lori's got the gays, she's got the whites, and the Hispanics have already chosen her also. So the only people that haven't chosen her are the blacks. But all these people are against us. Or maybe they're not against us. Maybe they're just for themselves. This is the problem, people. And unless we come together and have a different mindset, a different thought process, and stop all this yah with these politicians, and stop being afraid. I wish everything was a one-term limit. Yeah, you get to go in there for 4 years, then your ass is out. How about that? I don't want Kim Fox worried about her position. If everybody had one term, boom, 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 boom. It's constantly changing. Boom, 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 boom. But they don't want that. They want the systems that they've created and manipulated. And they want to put you in situations and keep you in situations and give you false realities that you pass on to your children, more false realities. Like Maya Angelou said, somebody dropped the ball. And you think because you put your kid in a better atmosphere or surroundings with them, that makes it better. No, it doesn't. It further dilutes us. It helps them up because conditions are built in America. I firmly believe a white man he can rob a bank. And you can have 2 degrees and go in for that interview. And I tell the story all the time. Hey, this is Chad. Had a rough time. Had some issues. But he's paid his time. We want to embrace him. Well, we had this guy, this gentleman right here. He had 2 degrees, 15 years of experience. Model citizen. That nigger. Chad's our man. Let's bring him in. Let's get him acquainted. You know how the system works. And if you don't know how the system works, you too are about to learn how the system works. And people will say, well, that doesn't happen. And I always tell the story of when I was a tech, when I worked in corporate America, and I used to fly out to Detroit a lot, do a lot of work there and do upgrades and things. And the tech there, didn't do it, couldn't do it, and I did it, and then that tech was promoted to senior tech, and she calls you like, oh, this is incredible, this is unbelievable, I didn't see this coming. I say, great, congratulations. Well, I know you're going to get promoted because you did the work. I just laughed at her like, Karen, you're about to get your eyes open to something that you really don't want to see. No, that's insane. You did the work in Chicago and you did the work in Detroit. How can you not be promoted? I couldn't tell I was a nigga in their eyes. I could walk on water and fly to the moon without a rocket and still wouldn't be recognized. And from that day on, she had to look at herself and them differently. Go see that movie, Us. It may enlighten you to some different things, but we can't afford to shield our kids or ourselves from the devil that we deal with here on this earth. And you can say, yeah, there's some good white people. Yeah, some, yeah. They okay. But they work with the system because it benefits them. And they're not going to let anything happen to their system because that's why it's been in place for all these years. Because it works for them. Because they're not scared to shut this country down to get what they want. Then we just have a government shut down? Trump didn't give a fuck. He shut it down. You think Obama would have the guts to shut something down? Psh. Nigga, please. You ain't shutting down nothing. We will impeach you. We will do this. If he had done a tinge of what Trump is doing, it would have been white outrage around the world. And that's what's important. White outrage. This Jussie Smollett did a fake crime. He cried wolf. Lock him up forever. He's skirting the system. And we don't like niggas that skirt the system. Love, peace, soul. As we always say, we out of here.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Step
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them bull clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you want to be motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone. Living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Freedom or death, nigga. Fuck that. Freedom or death, nigga.
If you just listen,
Freedom or death, nigga. Freedom or death, nigga. Freedom or death, nigga.
you were getting a warning. Until now, you're going to jail.
I'm getting it for what?